Dan Parker was known for his dedication to his job. A high-flying executive at a major corporation, Dan rarely made time for his wife, Emma, and their 2 children, Jesse and Max. Business trips, late-night meetings, and urgent deadlines thoroughly consumed his life, leaving little room for family. Emma had often expressed her frustration, but Dan always reassured her, saying, "I'm doing this for us." One rainy evening, Dan was working late in his corner office when his phone buzzed with an incoming call. It was Emma. Ignoring it, he returned to his work, engrossed in his laptop screen. Only a few minutes later, the phone buzzed again. This time it was a call from an unknown number, but Dan continued to prioritize his urgent report. As he was about to dive into another spreadsheet, his office door burst open. His assistant, Linda, rushed in, face pale with worry. "Dan, it's your family. They've been in an accident. You need to get to the hospital immediately." The news struck Dan like a thunderbolt. Leaving everything behind, he raced to the hospital, all the while plagued with guilt and fear. Emma was in surgery, and Jesse and Max had minor injuries but were shaken and scared. Dan felt a deep pang of regret as he realized he barely knew his children anymore. Hours passed like years, and Dan found himself reflecting on the countless missed dinners, the school events he could never attend, and the bedtime stories Emma always read alone. Finally, the surgeon emerged and Dan's heart froze. "Emma will be fine. She's stable now, but she'll need time to recover," the doctor said. Relief washed over him, but the gnawing feeling of guilt remained. Sitting by Emma's bedside, Dan held her hand tightly. For the first time, he really looked at her, noticing every detail, every crease and line that had deepened over the years. Jesse and Max, sensing the change in their father, held on to him as they had never done before. In that hospital room, Dan made a vow. He would change. His work would no longer define his worth. He would be there for every dinner, every soccer game, every bedtime story. Returning to work a week later, Dan restructured his priorities. He delegated tasks, communicated better with his team, and established boundaries that allowed him to leave the office at a reasonable hour. Slowly but surely, his home transformed from a mere residence into a vibrant and loving household. Dan discovered that success isn't measured in promotions and paychecks, but in moments shared with loved ones. And in those moments, he found an unparalleled joy that no corner office or 6-figure salary could ever provide.